Hare Krišna. Hare Krišna. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krišna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krišna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivirajakacharya Shtotarashata Shishimat. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to all assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishakansvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, second chapter, verses 42 and 43. And we will together chant only the first four lines of the verse. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschita vedavadarata parta nanyat astiti vadina. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschita vedavadarata parta nanyat astiti vadina. Pushpitam vacham Mataji's.
Yamimam pushpitam vacham ravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadarata partha nanyat astiti vadinaha.
Yamimam, all this, pushpitam, flowery, vacham, words, pravadanti, say, avipaschita, man with a poor fund of knowledge, vedavadarata, supposed followers of the Vedas. Partha, O son of Prita. Na, never. Anyat, anything else. Asti, there is. Iti, thus. Vadina, the advocates. Kamatmana, desirous of sense gratification. Svargapara, aiming to achieve heavenly planets. Janma karma palapradam, resulting in good birth and other fruitive reactions. Kriya Vishesha, pompous ceremonies, Bahulam, various, Bhoga, in sense enjoyment, Aishwarya, and opulence, Gatim, progress, Prati, towards. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Purport. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portions of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. Drugače, prevod ima tukaj Bhakta Dome, si lahko vzamete slušalko. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotishtama sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices. And men with a poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in determined action of Krishna consciousness. As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. In the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, it is said, Apama samam amrita bhuma and akshayam havai chaturmasya yajina sukritam bhavati. In other words, those who perform the 4-month penances become eligible to drink the somarasa beverages to become immortal and happy forever. Even on this earth, some are very eager to have somarasa, to become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratifications. Such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual, and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of life. It is understood that there are gardens called Nandana Kanana, in which there is good opportunity for association with angelic, beautiful women and having a profuse supply of somarasa wine. Such bodily happiness is certainly sensual. Therefore, there are those who are purely attached to such material temporary happiness as lords of the material world. Once again, the translation of the verse. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadi Shatarine. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Mataji, for coming. I ask for everyone's blessing to say something inspirational, something relevant for our spiritual lives. So we can see here in this verse, Krishna talks about people which were mentioned in the previous verse, that those who are not resolute in their purpose on the path of devotional service, their intelligence is many-branched. So in this verse he's talking about the difference of different kind of people. So those who are situated on the path of devotional service, their goal is to attain pure devotion towards Krishna, pure bhakti. This is their main goal, and they put all their efforts to attain this goal. And in one sense, we could also say that people who are not practicing spiritual life, they're not cultivating bhakti, they also have one goal, and that is sense gratification, because that's the only chance, whether we serve Krishna or we serve his illusory energy, Maya. There is no other path. But we can do that. We can be under the influence of Maya in different degrees. We can be under the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. And there is, in each mode, there is a certain, there is some enjoyment, and also there is some suffering, which Krishna talks about that also later on in the Bhagavad Gita. And this sense gratification, it's, as it says here, it's various and it's different. And here Krishna mentions that people who are following the Vedas, and they're following these prescribed duties that will give them some result for them to enjoy. They want to go to the heavenly planets where they can live longer, when they have like they don't have so much suffering, they can enjoy much more than here, and so on. So people they can strive for this, or people strive for a good birth, that okay, now in this life I will work hard, I will be nice, I'll be a good boy, and then in the next life I'll have, as we say, there is a Slovenian saying that you're born with a golden spoon, that everything you get, you don't have to strive for anything more. And and Krishna mentions here power, and so there's so many different kinds of sense gratification, but everything results into this, that we are the enjoyer, we want to enjoy, and we want to control things for our enjoyment. That's everything that results in, so that we can enjoy as much as we want. And that's actually completely natural, because as Vedanta Sutra says, that we are anandamaya abhyasat, we are made of bliss. So happiness or bliss, it's a part of us. We cannot separate it, like we cannot separate the sweet taste of the sugar from the sugar. Otherwise, sugar, it isn't sugar if it's not sweet. And also we cannot separate this ananda aspect from the soul. We are always full of happiness, and we are always seeking it. On every step, with every thought, we're looking for happiness, if we're aware of this or not. And people, as Krishna mentions here, that people of small knowledge, or Srila Prabhupada mentions here in the purport, that people who are in ignorance, they think that life in this world, that's everything, that's the best deal that they can get, that's everything that they can get. And therefore, they make so many sacrifices. We can see in today's society. It's very hard. Okay, you have a nice time in the first 5 years, you go to the kindergarten, you always play, you have no worries because your parents take care of you and so on. And then school starts, and then you have to study, and then again more school, high school, and then university, and then you work hard to maintain yourself, to maintain your family. And there is so much stress. We can see that in today's world there is so many mental health problems. Like just today, we had some meeting with one psychologist, and she said that there is a psychotherapist and a psychologist who are taking care of the students here in Slovenia. And if the students want to visit them, if they have some problems, they have to wait 1 year, because there are so many people in the line waiting. So many people have so many problems. Only students we're talking about. What to speak, the whole other society, And but that's life. And people in general, they just see that's the only way to live, to work hard, and that's it. There is no other chance, no other alternative. You have to work hard, and then you get the pension, or maybe you don't get it. Nowadays it's also said that maybe we don't know if there's going to be enough money to take care of all the people who are working and give them money to support them in their old age. So it's very, as Srimad Bhagavatam says, that there is danger in every step in this material world. But people still, because they don't have any other alternative, because they're not aware of that, they're just doing the same thing over and over again. Even though they know, you know, when we go on book distribution and so on, they say they know that they're suffering. They know that it's hard, that they cannot live like that, you know, that it's not manageable, but still they're doing it because they don't see any other way. They don't have any other alternative. And that's like really sad to see, but that's the condition of today's Kali Yuga, always problems, increasing and increasing, always. And people are therefore sacrificing their health, their time, and their valuable human form of life just to work hard and maintain, and basically just to, okay, there is some happiness, there is some joy, otherwise we wouldn't do that. But it's very, in comparison to the suffering that one takes, it's not worth it. And actually Srila Prabhupada said that working hard in a job, it's a punishment. That's what Prabhupada said, it's a punishment. Because for a normal person, it's not normal to work so hard, 8 hours a day, or people are nowadays working even more, working over weekends, working 12 hours a day, working all the time. So it's not natural, it's actually punishment, Srila Prabhupada said. It's not natural. Prabhupada said that human form of life is meant for simple living, okay, that we maintain our body and soul together, that our material needs are fulfilled, and then we have to focus on this higher aspect of life, the spiritual aspect of life, which is eternal, which will give us true happiness, and which will fulfill our purpose in life. And Krishna also mentions in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he's talking also there about this material enjoyment. Yehi sansparshacha boga adyantava dukkha yona evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshwaramate buddha. That those who are intelligent, in wise, they do not partake in this material enjoyment, only eating, sleeping, mating, and defending in its various forms, because they know that this kind of enjoyment has its beginning and has its end. Everything in this world begins and has an end, and therefore when it ends we will suffer. It's inevitable. Okay, we can get whatever we want and we can enjoy it to a certain degree, but in the due time it will be taken from us. Not maybe immediately, but maybe after some years, maybe at the time of death, it will be taken from us and we will suffer. Or we may get the thing and we enjoy for a certain time, and then we get bored, you know, like little children. He's always, you know, oh mom, please buy this toy, buy me this, buy me that, this and that. And they play with this toy like one day, and the other day it's lying in their corner. So it's like this, because this material enjoyment, it's not, for some time maybe we can get something, but it's not, on the long run it will not satisfy. It's not something that we'll get happy. Or the third option is that we desire something and we don't get it, and therefore we also suffer. So this material happiness, so-called happiness, it's always a source of suffering, because it's always taken away, and it's not something which is compatible with the soul. It's not compatible with spiritual happiness. The soul is hankering for. We're hankering for relationship with Krishna. And we can also see in this world that the highest form of happiness are relationships. And people are working on this, that they get some happiness from relationships. But also these relationships end. And they're not on the spiritual platform. They're just on the bodily platform. But the relationship with Krishna, it's eternal. And from there, we can get this enjoyment that we are seeking. And so this world, as Krishna says, it's dukkhala shashvatam, it's temporary and it's full of miseries. And it has two purposes. One is that it fulfills the desires of all who are living here. So we came here not because someone pushed us here, but we desire to come here. We wanted to come. We wanted to see how it looks like and so on. So Krishna, because we have free will, he fulfilled this desire of ours, that we come here and we fulfill certain desires that we have. This is the first purpose. And the second purpose is that we get frustrated. That's inevitable, because the material enjoyments cannot give us this happiness. So we will get frustrated, and we can see that so many people, and even we as a devotees, when we try also, we have this tendency to material enjoy, and we get frustrated again and again, because it does not fulfill us. It either results or in anger, our desires are not fulfilled the way we want to be, or it results in greed, so we want more and more of this enjoyment, but we're never peaceful. And Krishna says, if there is no peace, how can we speak of happiness? If you're not peaceful, you cannot be happy. But actually this frustration is something very good. Krishna has a plan behind it. And he's talking about this in the seventh chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, that 4 people approach him. And one of them is the distressed ones. So when a pious person is in a distressful condition, he will turn to God, either because of his background or because he's pious, he will turn towards God and seek his shelter. So frustration, it can be a gateway which can lead us to Krishna. Even though it's suffering, but if it leads us to something good, at the end it's something beneficial. Like I remember when I was in high school and I was having a good time, I was studying and I had good grades, and then I could do whatever I want in the afternoon. My parents trusted me and I was enjoying life. But after a few years of this enjoyment, like Prahlad Maharaj says, it was like chewing the truth, like the gum. At the start it has some taste. There is some sweet taste, you have different tastes, strawberry, blueberry, this berry and so on. It's nice and you chew it, and then you make some balloons with it and you have fun and it's so nice. But then after some time it gets very soft and it's annoying, and still you want to get something from it. There was something at the beginning, so it has to be also here. And you just try and it doesn't work anymore. And I remember also I was doing the same thing over and over again, but I was just getting more and more frustrated. More and more frustrated. At the end of the day, I remember I just lay down in the bed and I was thinking, what did I do today? I just wasted my whole day doing nothing. Just doing the same things over and over again. I know they don't make me happy, but I don't have any other thing to do, but I'm frustrated. I don't know how to keep going. And I was really getting frustrated. And then somehow or other I came in contact with the devotees. So I was visiting some classes from the devotees. And then I saw that these people, they're not frustrated. That they have something. They look happy in comparison to me. I was frustrated. And also the people around me, when I was looking at them, you know, people have this tendency, as Srila Prabhupada says, that one of the conditioning of the soul is, of the conditioned soul in this world, that he has a cheating nature. He wants to cheat. He wants to cheat others, but we also like to cheat ourselves. And we can see, we think that we're enjoying, that we're working hard and we're enjoying, you know, but actually we know we're not enjoying. We're just struggling hard. But still we say to ourselves, okay, I'm enjoying. Everything's good. Maybe now it's not perfect, but it will be perfect on Sunday or on Saturday when the weekend comes, you know. Even though we know it's not going to be like that, but still we say to ourselves, yeah, it's going to be like that. We have hope that this material energy, this material living will give us some happiness. So this cheating nature, it expresses itself like that when we cheat ourselves. And so I had this great fortune that I met the devotees. And when you see, like, I didn't have, like, before I met them, I didn't know what to do. I was frustrated and I didn't have any other chance. I didn't have any other alternative. And also people outside, they don't have any other alternative. They just know how to live in the system, how to live a materialistic way of life, and that's it. And they live it. And they derive some happiness from it. They feel, you know, sheltered because they feel that it gives them a sense of security, happiness, and so on to a certain degree, and they stick to it because they don't have any other alternative. But when we see someone else who's following the alternative, in our case, who's following Krishna consciousness, and he's experiencing it, then people get a glimpse. They have something. And we can see this when we go on Harinam, when we distribute books, you know. If we're connected with Krishna to a certain degree, if we're connected with the spiritual energy, and we try to give this to others, if people are open, they'll feel it. They will say, you can see in their eyes that they're like, they don't completely understand what's that. You know, when they see the Harinam or when they see the devotees are so happy, with their intellect, they cannot understand it, but they feel it, that it's something different. It's something special. So that's very important for us to know that if we want to give Krishna consciousness to the people outside who are like this, like Krishna describes, that they're of small knowledge and that they're in ignorance because they don't know. They think that that's it in life. Just exist, eat, sleep, mate and defend. That's it. If we want to give them Krishna consciousness, we have to be the example. We have to be in contact with Krishna, and we have to experience Krishna consciousness. We have to be connected with Him. And if you're connected with Him, if you're connected with this electric powerhouse, then also others who will come into contact with us, they'll also get electrified, you know, a bit. They'll get a sense of it, at least a little bit, you know. It will leave a mark on them. So it's very important that we take the care of our sadhana, that we take care of our chanting, of our reading, and all other processes of devotional service, because ultimately by this we will not only perfect ourselves, we will not only we will derive pleasure from this and reawaken our relationship with Krishna, but also we can give this to others, because we will have it to a certain degree, and to this degree that we have it, we can give it to others. Like we can see in the case of Srila Prabhupada. He made so many devotees. He influenced so many people. And he was one person. He was only one person. But he was a pure devotee. He was fully Krishna conscious all the time. All the time, pure devotee. And he also said one time to Hridayananda Maharaj in a room, he said, there was never a time that I did not know Krishna. So Prabhupada was always completely connected with Krishna. And also in one interview, the reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, so do you talk with God? And before Srila Prabhupada answered, his disciple said, actually the devotee, because he wants to serve Krishna, because he's sincere, Krishna gives him the intelligence. And then he told this verse 10:10 from the Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajati priti purvakam, that Krishna gives intelligence to those who are devoted to him. But then Prabhupada said, no, I talk with Krishna personally. I talk with him. He doesn't give me intelligence. I talk with him personally. So we can see Prabhupada was completely always connected with Krishna. And therefore, everyone who came into contact with him, they sensed that. Many of them became devotees because they were open and so on. And some others, they didn't become, but they felt the weight of Srila Prabhupada. They felt the weight of his Krishna consciousness that he was emanating, like we sing in the morning, Prema Bhakti Ahoite, that the pure devotee emanates Krishna Prema, and we can feel that. And to the degree that we are also connected with the spiritual master, with Srila Prabhupada, with the process of devotional service, we can also emanate the spiritual energy. A little particle of this love of God. Because it is said that actually every stage, from Shraddha to Prema, they are just, that also Shraddha, also the first step, it's also Shraddha is also like the smallest particle of Prema, the smallest particle of Prema. So wherever one is on the path of Krishna consciousness, he can give it to others. It's like an example that we can be a small flame or a big flame, but someone who doesn't have any flame on the candle, we can give him a small or a big flame. It will have its effect like that. In that, the flame that we have, the power, the strength that we have, it depends on how much we are connected with the Guru Parampara, with this spiritual potency, with this electricity. To that degree, we can electrify other people. What I wanted to say here also, that Srila Prabhupada, in the previous purport, he's emphasizing this connection with the spiritual master, and that he said the resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. And then in this verse that we read today, he says, men with the profound of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom, that we only enjoy in this life. So people don't have knowledge, but we, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we got this knowledge. Like we have this prayer, Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurve Namaha. That we were born in the darkest ignorance. And we can see also, everyone is born in this Kali Yuga is the darkest ignorance. Everyone is born in ignorance. As I was saying, that people don't know the alternative. They don't know. They're just following that way, even though they don't want it. They don't have any other chance. They're in darkness. They don't see anything else. But then Srila Prabhupada came, and he brought this torchlight of knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And he showed, look, this is the way. This is the true way. And we also sing every day in the morning, Chakudana Diloye Jalme Jalme Prabhu said that the spiritual master is opening our eyes, which are illusioned, because we don't see anything else. We see only this world, we only see that this is the only life, there is nothing beyond that. But actually the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, they're giving us this knowledge by which we can see actually what's going on. What's the purpose of this world? Who we are? What are we doing here? How to become really happy? And so on. And Srila Prabhupada wanted all his disciples, that there's also one story that so there was one traveling servant or secretary of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada woke him up in the middle of night, and Srila Prabhupada asked him, "What are you doing?" "I'm sleeping, Srila Prabhupada." And Prabhupada said, "Why are you sleeping?" "Well, Srila Prabhupada, because I'm tired." "Why are you tired?" "Well, Prabhupada, I'm not a pure devotee like you." "Why are you not a pure devotee, and why are you not awoke in the middle of night and writing books like me? You should be like me." And Prabhupada, like he says also in the Bhagavad Gita, in the introduction, that if he will make one pure devotee, this will be the success of his movement. And I also think that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that. So Prabhupada wanted that everyone, that they become pure devotees. Because if we become pure devotees, we will perfect our life, and also we can help others to perfect their lives also. And in order to come to this stage, we have to follow the process, which is outlined in Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. And we can see Prabhupada was always, he was so much emphasizing this, that we understand the philosophy roughly, that we read these books. He was waking up in the middle of night to read these books, sacrificing his health and so on. He was even, he was pushing his senior disciples to take up the management of the movement, that he will be free to write books, that he won't think about management, but just write books and so on. And so when we read these books, it's actually a personal service to Srila Prabhupada. It's to serve Srila Prabhupada, and it's to express gratitude to his efforts, to his sacrifice for us, and also that we know how to go on with devotional service. Because it's at the same time it's very simple process: chant, dance, feast and repeat and so on, and we follow the regulative principles and everything that's there. But we should know how to do it, that it will have its effect. As we know also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's mentioned that we can perform devotional service in different kinds of modes, in tamas, in rajas, in sattva guna, and so on. So by reading, and not only reading, Srila Prabhupada said that we should study these books. We should be like lawyers on the court when they're defending their customer. They cite different passages from these law books. They exactly know where. And Prabhupada wanted from us that we are also like that we should know the topic of his books, what are they talking about, and so on, that we can apply it in our own life, that when we face challenges, that we know, okay, that we remember the content of these books, and that we can apply this in our life. And Prabhupada, he was also emphasizing that we study these books in the form of Bhakti Shastri, as we know, and Bhakti Vaibhav and so on. He was also emphasizing this education. And I just saw recently that Jayapataka Maharaj, he was also encouraging everyone and also his disciples to do Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav. And he said, and I just read, I'm also now, I passed the first 3 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. I was writing the exams, and I had 100% all the exams. So he showed by example, that we should also study books, Srila Prabhupada's books like that. So that we study these books, this knowledge, that we can benefit ourselves, that we get connected to Krishna, and then also that when we go out, that we connect others with Krishna. When we go out, when we distribute books, when we go on Harinam, when we do preaching programs, that we give people true happiness. Not only that happiness that they think that that's everything, only this life and only some temporary pleasure, which is actually only suffering at the end, but that we give them true happiness and the highest perfection of life. And yeah, and people are out there. They're waiting. They're waiting. It's like now. A few days ago, I was at my grandfather's place, and when I was returning here to the temple, to Ljubljana, I came with a car. Like there is like one website where you can sign up for transportations, you know, from Maribor to Ljubljana to Croatia and so on. So I went with these transportations, and I was like sitting in the back of the car, and I had the Bhagavad Gita and I wanted to read, and I was sitting there with two other ladies, elderly ladies, and then one lady said, "Oh, Bhagavad Gita, you're a Hare Krišna, huh?" And then I said, "Yeah, how do you know?" Yeah, I know. I've listened a lot of your classes from one devotee, and you know, this music, this is so nice. It takes over me. It's so nice. These mantras that you sing, Hare Krishna, Sita Ram, it's so nice. And I'm listening to these programs that they have in Maribor. You know, they have every Wednesday and they have every Friday. They have these programs, this beautiful music. And she also knew the names of the devotees. She said, "Oh, this Marco, he's singing so nicely. And this Spela, this lady, she's singing so nicely." She knew everything, you know. And like that, and then we were like talking, like the whole time we were talking. Very open, very pious, like a devotee, you know, aspiring devotee. And as I was saying before, that people can see when someone is a devotee, that he's experiencing this higher happiness. And also our Bhakta today, we know that he's preaching also on the internet. He has interviews with devotees and so on. And he had also an interview with Harinam Ruchi Prabhu, with Marco. And then this lady said, yeah, and I know also, I watched one interview, you know, with this Marco, with Harinam Ruchi Prabhu. And then you can see that he's really happy. You can see that he has this joy in himself, that he's connected with God. I can see that, because people, they don't have that. But I can see that he has it. I mean, that's amazing, you know. She saw that through, you know, on an interview on the internet, you know, what to speak, you know, if you go on Harinam and so on. So that's the effect. People sense, you know, this spiritual energy, people outside. And also, one story for the end. Also, one time we were on Harinam. Me, Dinanath Gaurara Prabhu, everyone knows Dinanath Gaurara Prabhu. He's always fired on Harinam. It's no other chance. He's always fired up. And so we were in the middle of the center, and then one lady came and she gave us a chocolate, and she was very happy, and then she went away. She was there like 20 meters away from us, and she was like dancing there, you know. And then 15 minutes passed, and then she comes again, and she gives us 50 euros. And then like, okay. And then we go on, and we went to the city center, the main street of Ljubljana, and we were chanting 1 hour and a half, one melody, one rhythm, all the time the same thing, but it was so much nectar, like, you know, when it's the same thing, but it's so much nectar, just flowing all the time. And when we came there to this Chopwa street, we're always there when we go on Saturday on Harinams, you know, we know the street, but when I came there, it was like, wow, like the spiritual world, you know. And we were chanting there, and also one lady, also she stopped there and she was dancing with us like 10 minutes. And then there was like one young boy with a bicycle, so he stopped, and he was like looking at this, with this face expression at us for 10 minutes. Stunned, like completely stunned. So we can see that we're not doing that. We're not so amazing or something. We are only amazing when we're connected with Krishna. And when we are connected with Krishna, we're like this transparent medium of this spiritual energy, and we can give this to other people, and they can feel it. So that's very important, that we take care of our spiritual life, that we read these books, study these books, chant japa nicely, and everything else, that we benefit, that we perfect our lives, and also that we can help others perfect their lives, that they can see that there is an alternative, that there is Krishna consciousness, the only solution for all the problems that exist, and the reality, and we can be only happy in reality, which is Krishna consciousness. So thank you for your attention. I hope I was not too long. So if anyone of you has any questions or any comments, or you would like to add any realizations, whatever.
Thank you very much for this. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you personally, because when I first stepped into this temple, you were my guide, and you emanated such Krishna prema that I just can't express that in words. It was just felt, and I remember myself at that moment, I was in kind of distress at that time, and it felt so soothing in here with you, and I asked you a few questions, and then I asked one silly question. I said, is it really necessary to repeat these prayers and chants? And I said, what if I just think this in my head? And, you know, I found it silly in a way. But then you say, trust me, it is important. The words, the Sanskrit words, contain some love, some energy, which is spiritual. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to introduce this spiritual word to me. My life has changed drastically.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, everyone can do that. Like, we're just, as I said, we're the transparent medium. We're not doing anything. We just try to serve Srila Prabhupada, try to serve Krishna sincerely, and then Krishna gives us the intelligence how to perform devotional service and like what to say to a certain person and everything. So we just try to be an instrument, and everyone can be that. Everyone. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Devi Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu, for a very enthusiastic and enlivening class. I'm very grateful to see how much the Harinam, Sankirtan, the power of this movement, because I have known you, since you became Bhakta. You were Bhakta Luke at one time, and now here you are Lila Suka. So it's a very wonderful transformation right in front of our eyes. So I'm very grateful for this wonderful process which has transformed you like this. That said, I was wondering as you were speaking that because we have come into this material world with a desire to lord it over, on the path of bhakti, as we make progress, how can we guard ourselves against becoming spiritually puffed up and thinking, I know better, I am a senior devotee, now everybody must listen to me. That kind of same tendency which got us into trouble, it can manifest in the form of this spiritual arrogance. So, will you kindly tell us how to guard against this?
Thank you. I'm sure you know better than me, but I'll try to. I will try to answer, because I'm dealing with that. Also, it's like practicing 5 years. You initiated, and you think, now I'm something. I'm giving classes and I'm doing Harinam. Saying, this pops up. Like I'm someone important. I'm someone doing here. So the first thing is, that we become conscious of this, that we know, okay, I have this tendency, like I am proud, I take pride in these things, and that when we become conscious of this, like one technique that Mahatma Prabhu a lot of time mentions that we pray to Krishna. When we see this, Krishna, please, I have this desire to be proud and to be honored, but please don't fulfill it. It's not for my good. Even though I desire it, I don't desire it. And like we say in Shikshashtaka, the fourth verse, Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim. I don't want money, I don't want followers, I don't want women. Actually, I can say I want this, you know. We want this, but we say we don't want. So our conditioned self wants this, but we can, when we become aware of this, we can affirm, no, actually I do not want this. It's not my thing. Even though I am proud, I want to be honored, I have this desire, I won't act on it. So that's like one thing that I try to do, and pray to Krishna, and and just I try to cultivate gratitude. That I just remember, like I reflect how much was given to me that I didn't even ask for, or Krishna is just showering all the time, and the devotees are giving me so much. They all taught me everything that I know, every service that I do, whatever, you know, I got everything I got from the devotees. That I'm like, that I'm realistic, you know, that I know. So just I tried to not give into this tendency. Okay, it's there, and conscious of it. And when I become conscious of it, I'm like, okay, I'll try to view this from another point of view. So that's, I think, very important. To be conscious and then to act differently in a Krishna conscious way. Like Sachinandana Swami mentioned at the Japa retreat, he was talking with Madhava Prabhu, this Kirtaniya, and Madhava Prabhu said that he's very happy when he sees that his mind wanders when he's chanting. And Maharaj was like, why are you happy if your mind wanders while you're chanting? Because I at least realized that he wandered. So many times you don't even know that we are proud or that we are acting wrongly. So when Shishi Panchatata, Shishi Gauranitai, Ki Jai. So already when we are conscious that we are proud or we are not doing the right thing, it's already a big step. So that's what I want to share. That's my realization. So
thank you.
Hare Krishna.
May I humbly conclude, if I understood correctly what you wanted to convey. Everybody should be proud, but not conceited.
Conceited?
Conceited. In Slovene, that means nadut.
Yeah.
But proud, yes, because we must be proud. Pride is okay if it's not conceited.
Yeah, we can be proud that we're here in the Association of Devotees, but not in a sense that we think that we deserve this or that we are entitled to this and so on, but that we are grateful that whatever, and we know that whatever we got, we received, we didn't achieve it. It's like our desire. Of course, we have some part to play in this, that to whatever stage we come in our devotional service, we desire to progress and so on. But ultimately, Krishna gave us this. Krishna gives the intelligence. Krishna gives the ability, the knowledge by which we can progress. So that we are aware of this, that Krishna is giving that. So, yeah.
It's not ours.
Yeah, it's not ours. Yeah, exactly.
May I say something on this point?
Yes, please.
So, spiritual pride is allowed. That means I'm not personally proud about myself. As Prabhu said, all this is just borrowed feathers. In 1 minute, Krishna can take it away and finish. You can't do a thing. Pride in our spiritual master, pride about Srila Prabhupada, pride about ISKCON, those things are absolutely fine. In fact, we should feel very proud of what Prabhupada has done. He has changed the world. So that spiritual pride is all right. But on a personal account, we remain very humble, knowing that everything is just borrowed feathers. Any moment, Krishna can take away the power to speak. Any moment, he can take away our life. Any moment, he can take away our ability. So what is there to be proud? There's nothing. We have to just understand we are just humble instruments for Krishna to use as he pleases. But pride in the spiritual master, perfect. And gratitude. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Imaš Lalit Govinda, Prabhu?
Hvala za lekcijo. Poslušal sem lekcijo od mojega duhovnega učitelja in ravno je bilo to vprašanje povezano z ponosom. In je rekel, mislim,
Evo sem prevedel. So Lalit Govinda Prabhu. Yeah, I'll translate now. He's saying that he was listening to a class by his spiritual master, and also similar question was asked regarding this pride. And he said that we should be proud about Krishna. Proud about Krishna. That's the solution to get rid of our material pride, to be always proud about Krishna, spiritual pride. Hvala vam. Thank you very much.
Hvala tebi.
Hare Krišna. Grandara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki